2024 Elective Mathematics Paper 2 Compulsory Questions. Given the exponential sequence GP 1 over 2, the first term, second term 1 over 4, third term 1 over 8, and so on and so forth, find the common ratio. So common ratio is given by R is equal to 1 over 4 divided by 1 over 2. Someone can also do it as 1 over 8 divided by 1 over 4. So the common ratio will be equal to 1 over 4 times 2 over 1. 2 goes into itself, 1 goes into 4 2 times. Therefore, the common ratio is 1 over 2. We are to find the ninth term of this sequence. So the ninth term, so the nth term of a geometric progression is given by A times R exponent n minus 1, where we have the R to be equal to 1 over 2, we have the A to be equal to 1 over 2, we have the n to be equal to 9, because it says the ninth term. So the ninth term will be equal to A, which is 1 over 2, times R, which is 1 over 2, exponent n, which is 9, minus 1. So this will be equal to 1 over 2 times 1 over 2 exponent 8. So remember, this here is like 1 over 2 exponent 1. Indices, they have the same base, so we add the exponent. So 1 over 2 exponent 1 plus 8. And that will give us 1 over 2 exponent 9. So 1 over 2 exponent 9 is the same as 1 over 512. So that is the ninth term of the geometric progression. Now we need to find the sum of the first 9 terms. Again, recall that the sum of terms of a geometric progression is given by A into bracket 1 minus R exponent n all over 1 minus R. So again, you know the A to be equal to 1 over 2, R equal 1 over 2. So let's substitute, and this time the n is again equal to 9. So we have S sub 9 to be equal to A, which is 1 over 2, 1 minus 1 over 2 exponent 9 all over 1 over 2. So the 1 over 2 will cancel. So the sum of the first 9 terms will be equal to 1 minus 1 over 512. So find the LCM to be 512. So 512 minus 1 all over 512. That will give us 511 over 512. You can leave it in exact form like this. Solve for sine 2 theta is equal to 3. For sine 2 theta tan theta is equal to 3 for this particular range. So how do we go about that? The given equation is 4 sine 2 theta tan theta is equal to 3. So you can divide through by 4. So we have sine 2 theta tan theta is equal to 3 over 4. Remember that sine 2 theta is the same as 2 sine theta cos theta. And tan theta is also the same as sine theta over cos theta equal 3 over 4. So we are obtaining, when we simplify this, we have sine square theta times 2. So 2 sine theta all squared will be equal to 3 over 4. In other words, we can write the 2 here as root 2. So root 2 sine theta all squared is equal to 3 over 4. So now we can take the square root of both sides. So remember we have root 2 sine theta all squared is equal to 3 over 4. So taking square root of both sides, we get root 2 sine theta is equal to square root of 3 over 4 plus or minus. When we split the square root for them, we get plus or minus square root of 3 over 2. Because square root of 4 is 2. Now we can divide both sides by root 2. So root 2 sine theta, therefore sine theta divided by root 2 by root 2. So this is going to give us sine theta is equal to plus or minus square root of 3 over 2 divided by root 2. So we can multiply by the reciprocal of root 2, which is 1 over root 2. So this will give us times 1 over root 2. So it will give us plus or minus square root of, so we have plus or minus square root of 3 over 2 root 2. So we can rationalize this. So when we rationalize this, we multiply both sides by root 3 over root 2. And that will simplify to 2, root 2 times root 2 give us 2. And root 3 times, this is root 2, times root 2 give us root 6. So we have plus or minus square root of 6 over 4. So that is the sine theta for us. So what we do next is we split the values. So we have sine theta is equal to positive square root of 6 over 4, or sine theta is equal to negative square root of 6 over 4. So with a positive one, it means, remember CAST, C-A-S-T, all students take calculus. It tells us that sine is positive here and positive here. So first we need to determine the acute angle in the first quadrant. That is given by theta is equal to sine inverse of root 6 over 4. And sine inverse of root 6 over 4 is 37 0.761 degrees. So to the nearest whole number, that will give us 38 degrees. So this is the acute angle in the first quadrant, and it is part of theta. So to find the corresponding positive angle in the second quadrant, that angle is given by 180 minus theta. So we got the 180 from here. 180 minus the acute angle. The acute angle, let me say the acute angle found in the first quadrant. So again, theta will be equal to 180 minus 38 degrees. And that will give us 180 minus 38 degrees will give us 142 degrees. So with the negative one, theta is in these quadrants and this quadrant. So in this quadrant, it is 360 minus the acute angle. So 360 minus 360 minus 38, that should give us 360 minus 38 should give us 322 degrees. Then in this quadrant, it should give us 180 plus theta plus the acute angle. So that will give us 218. So theta will also be equal to 180 plus 38 degrees, which is 218 degrees. So we found the angles to be 38 degrees, 142 degrees, 322 degrees, and 218 degrees. Using trapezoidal rule with 9 ordinates, find correct to 2 decimal places the region bounded by the curve, y equal 1 plus x squared. So the area of the region bounded by the curve y equal 1 plus x squared. So let's find that area. We have y equal 1 over 1 plus x squared. We are going to use how many ordinates? 9. So we need to find the width of the trapezoid, which is given by h, and that will be equal to the upper x value, which is 8, minus the lower boundary, which is 0, over n minus 1. N is the number of ordinates, which is 9. So 9 minus 1. So this will give us 8 over 8, which is equal to 1. So with this, we can get our values that we substitute into this y. So we have the x values here, we have the y values here. So when the beginning is x equals 0, that is the lowest boundary, so we have 0. And when x equals 0, we need to find y. So we put 0 here. 0 squared is 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 over 1 is 1. Then again, we add this 1 to this 0. That will give us 1. We add 1 to the 1 again, we get 2. We add 1 to the 1 again, to the 2, we get 3. In that order, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is our table. So with the x values, we need to find the corresponding y values. So let this be my y. The table through like this. So we have when x equals 0, y equal 1. When x equal 1, we put 1 here. We get 1 plus 1 squared, which is 2. So we have 1 over 2. Then when x equal 2, 2 squared is 4 plus 1, 5. So 1 over 5. Then, so this is 1 over 5. Then over here, we use the blue ink. So over here, 3 squared is 9. So we get 1 over 10. In that order, we substitute the x values. 1 over 17, 1 over 26, 1 over 37, 1 over 50, then 1 over 65. So recall that with the trapezoidal rule, the area under this curve 1 over 1 plus x squared, the x is given by 1 over 2 times the h times we have y naught plus the last y value, y sub n, plus 2 times all the remaining y values. So the remaining y values are 1, y1, y2, up to y sub n minus 1. So that is how it goes. So you have to fix in these values and see what we'll get. So we have the area from 0 to 8 of 1 over 1 plus x squared being equal to 1 over 2 times 1, which is h. Then we have the first y value here is 1, and the last one is 1 over 65. So the first y value is 1 plus 1 over 65. Then we have plus 2 times all the remaining y values. So the remaining y values are 1 over 5 up to 1 over 50. We add them. So we have 1 over 5. Then we have plus 1 over, we have 1 over 2 plus 1 over 5 plus until we get to the last one there, which is 1 over 50. So when we add all this, we are obtaining 1 over 2. Then we have 66 over 65. Then we add it to 2 times 193,041 all over 204,425. So this will simplify to 1 over 2 times 1.015385 plus 1.888624. This will simplify to 1 over 2 times 2.904009, and this will give us 1.45200, then or 20. So to 2 decimal places, we have 1.45 square units. So that is what this trapezoidal rule give us. Now we have this question here, we have y to be equal to 2x plus 1 over x minus 1. We have to find the equation of the normal to this curve at the point 0, -1. So at this point, we can rewrite this equation as y equal 2x plus 1 times x minus 1 exponent -1. So this one here is like exponent 1. So I'm writing it as a product so that I can use the product rule. So with the product rule, you cover and differentiate. So whatever you cover, you write it down. So the y, the x, I'm covering this. So I write it down, 2x plus 1. And I'm going to differentiate this. So to differentiate this, I use the -1 to multiply. So times -1 times the whole thing, which is x minus 1. Then subtract 1 from the exponent. Then I multiply by the derivative of what is inside, which is 1. So I will now add the 2. This time I'm going to cover this one. So I'll write it down. X minus 1 exponent -1. Then I'll multiply it by the derivative of whatever is here, 2x plus 1, which is 2. So the whole thing is like negative of 2x plus 1 all over. Now this is having an exponent of negative, so when I write it in the denominator, it becomes positive. All over x minus 1 all squared, then plus, so times 1 will give her the same thing, plus 2 over, this is having exponent of negative, so it counts the denominator to become exponent positive 1. So I find the LCM here. So the LCM will be x minus 1 all squared. So dy dx is equal to whatever is here. So this goes into the LCM once. So we multiply 1 by what is here. That will give us -2 x plus 1. Then we add it to whatever is here, goes into the LCM x minus 1 times. So we multiply it by the 2. So we have plus 2 into bracket x minus 1. So when we expand this, we get -2x minus 1 plus 2x minus 1. -2x plus 2x minus 2. So this will give us, this and this will get rid of each other. -1 minus -2 give us -3 over x minus 1 all squared. So we can leave it like this, or we can rewrite it as -3 over x squared minus 2x plus 1. So that is the derivative. We need to find the gradient, so we substitute into this formula. So when we substitute into the derivative, what do we get? So we have dy dx equal -3 over x minus 1 all squared. So when x is equal to 0, the gradient m will be equal to negative 3 over 0 minus 1 all squared. And this will give us negative 3 over 1, which is negative 3. So that is the gradient of the tangent. Gradient of the tangent. Now we are finding the equation of the normal. So we find the gradient of the normal. Recall that gradient of the normal times the gradient of the tangent times the gradient of the tangent, which is negative 3, should give us negative 1. So gradient of the normal will be equal to negative 1 over negative 3, which is equal to 1 over 3. So now, knowing the gradient, which is 1 over 3, and the point 0, negative 1, we can find the equation. So the equation will be given by y minus y1 equal m into bracket x minus x1. So the y1 here is negative 1. So y minus negative 1, that is y plus 1, is equal to m, which is 1 over 3, times x minus 0. So the gradient will be y, the equation of the normal will be equal to y equal 1 over 3x minus 1 in slope-intercept form.
Mean deviation, I would say, is the average of the deviations from the mean of these numbers. So we first of all have to calculate the mean. Then we find the deviations from the mean. Then we find the average. So the ages in years of 9 members of a social club are 17, 11, 31, 18, 25, 12, 29, 13, and 15. Calculate the mean deviation. So first, let's calculate the mean. So the mean is equal to the sum of all these values here over the number of members. So we add all 17 plus 11 plus 15 all over 9. So when we add all, this gives us 171 divided by 9, and that will give us 19. So 19 years is the mean age. Next, what we have to do is to find the deviations from the mean. So we have age, then we have the first age here is 17, and the deviation is absolute value of x minus x bar. So x bar is 19, so 17 minus 19 is 2, or 19 minus 17 is 2. Absolute value of 2 is 2. Then we have 11. 19 minus 11 is 8. 31 minus 11 is 10. 90 minus 31. 90 minus 31 is negative 12. Absolute value of negative 12 is 12. Then we have 18 minus 19 minus 18 is 1. Then we have 25. 19 minus 25 will give us negative 6. Absolute value is 6. We have 12 again. So 12, 19 minus 12, or 12 minus 19 will give us 7. Negative 7. Absolute value of negative 7 is 7. So we have 12. We have 7 here. Then we have 29. 19 minus 29 will give us negative 10. Absolute value of negative 10 is 10. Then we have 13. 19 minus 13 will give us 6. Then we have 15. 19 minus 15 is 4. So we need to add all these values here. When we add 2 plus 8 is 10, 24, 22, 23, 29. Then we have 36, 46 plus 10, that will give us 56. So the mean deviation is equal to the absolute value of the summation of the absolute value of x minus the mean all over n, and that will give us 56 over 9, which is going to give us 6 whole number 2 over 9 years. So that is the mean deviation of the 9 members of a social club.
Now let's look at question number 6. A group consists of 8 men and 7 women. If 2 representatives are to be selected from the group at random without replacement for a debate competition, find the probability that they are both women. So probability that they are both women. First, probability that they are both women is given by probability that they are both women will be equal to probability that the first one, probability of no men times probability of 2 women. So probability of no men is selected will be equal to 8 combination 0 times we have 2 men selected 7 combination 2 women selected combination 2 over the sample space. So this is the number of ways of selecting no man, and this is the number of ways of selecting 2 women from 7. So selecting no man from 8. Then we have 15 combination 2, number of ways of selecting 2 people from 15. 15 because 7 plus 8 will give us 15. So this will simplify to 21 over 105, which will give us 1 over 5. Now let's look at the probability of the B part says of the same sex. B part says they are of the same sex. So probability of them being the same sex. So it means they are either both women. Probability of same sex means probability of both women plus probability of both men. So we find probability of both women to be 1 over 21 over 105. Then probability of both men will be, so we have we have number of ways of selecting 2 men from 8 is 8 combination 2. So times 7 combination 0 all over 15 combination 2. So we realize that this thing is going to give us 21 over 105 plus 28 over 105, which is giving us 49 over 105, or 7 over 15. Now we proceed to question number 7. Question number 7 says, the position vectors of A and B relative to an origin are given as OA equal to I minus 8j. OB is equal to 5I plus j. Find angle AOB and state the type of angle. So recall that cos of the angle AOB will be equal to position vector OA dot position vector OB all over magnitude of vector OA times magnitude of vector OB. So we can find this. Now OA dot OB will be equal to vector OA is 2, -8 dot vector OB is 5, 1 all over magnitude of OA. So square root of 2 squared plus 8 squared, then times OB square root of 5 squared plus 1 squared. So this will give us 2 times 5 plus -8 times 1 all over square root of 4 squared plus, so this will give us 4 plus 64, which will give us 68. So square root of 68 times square root of 26. So when we simplify, we get 10 minus 8, which is 2 over 2 over 2 over 2 root 17 times root 26. So we continue solving this question. So we have angle AOB is equal to cos inverse of 2 over 2 root 17 times root 26, or 1 over root 17 times root 26, and that will give us 87.274. To 2 decimal places, we get 87.27 degrees. So that is the value of angle AOB, and this is an acute angle, because it's less than 180 but greater than 0. So this is to 2 decimal places. Now let's take question number 8. Question number 8. A bullet of mass 25 grams is fired with velocity 80 minus 200 j meters per second into a wooden block of mass 4 kg which is at rest. If the bullet got stuck in the block, find the common velocity of the bullets in the block. So because the bullet got stuck, they will have a common velocity. So we are going to use momentum before collision. M1 U1 plus M2 U2 is equal to momentum after collision M1 plus M2 times the common velocity. So M1 here is equal to 25 over 1000 kilogram. Then M2 will be 4 kg. Then we have U1 to be equal to 80 minus 200 j meters per second. Then we have U2, because they said it's at rest, we have 0 meters per second. So we fix in all this value into this, then we solve for v. So m1 plus m2 will be 4 plus 0.025 times v is equal to m1 is 0.025 times u1 80i minus 200j plus m2 4 kg times u2 0. So this will give us 4.025 v is equal to 0.025. We have 80i minus 200j. So dividing both sides by 4.025 by 4.025. This will go here 161 times. So we have our v. We have our v to be equal to 80i over 161 minus 200j over 161 meters per second. Don't forget to share this video and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. See you in the continuation of this.